Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So we were discussing about India-Bangladesh relations. Okay, so we have discussed about almost the static portions, right? And now we will be talking about the current affair portion. Okay, we have already discussed about the static one, and now the current affairs like the present issue which is there in Bangladesh and how is it going to impact India. Okay, so the recent issue. First of all, the question comes that why did the protest begin? Actually, the reason behind that is this quota system. There was a quota system which was introduced in the year 1972. Like Bangladesh got its liberation in 1971 and in 1972 this quota system was introduced. Through this system, 56% of the seats were reserved in government jobs for various groups. And out of those, 30% were reserved specifically for the family members of the freedom fighters and veterans from 1971 War of Independence. Actually, this has always been a contested issue that 30% were reserved for those freedom fighters families. That why they were reserved, because it was said कि this is basically these 30% of seats were reserved for those people who are in the support of Awami League. Because I have told you, Mujibur Rahman, he was from Awami League. He was the person like at the time like because of whom that Bangladesh got its independence. So it is said that these 30% of seats are reserved for the people of Awami League only for those who are the supporter of this party. Okay, so this has always been a kind of contention, right? So it was in 2018 that this quota system was abolished by PM Sheikh Hasina. Okay, and what happened in 2024 was that the country's High Court declared that this step to be illegal. This step means this abolition of the quota system. Okay, so since this abolition was declared as illegal in the year 2024 only, the government reinstated this system. Since the government reinstated the system, this led to the protest. Okay, so this was the reason that the protest began. Okay, now since the protest began, there were other reasons which added on to it. So definitely there were other reasons as well. Absolutely, while the attention had focused largely on the quota protest, there were grievances which piled up against, there were various grievances which piled up against the government. Under Hasina's rule, Bangladesh has seen GDP growth rate, but this has not translated into the economic well-being of the many Bangladeshis. Lack of opportunities, high unemployment rates among the youth, soaring inflation. So all these issues, they also came into face. Like these also became the reasons for the protest. Meanwhile, despite Awami League espousing a zero tolerance policy towards corruption, the Awami League has followed this policy of zero tolerance towards corruption. There was money laundering, bribery, and nepotism, which was there. Like these scandals have dosed the government ministries. So, along with these reasons, along with the main reason of quota system, these reasons also like added on to the, we can say, the protest. Okay, like which basically worsened the situation. Okay, now since this is the situation which is there where hundreds of people are being killed because of these protests, now Bangladesh is sharing 4096 kilometers long border with India, for definitely being one of like the longest border sharing with India. The impact of those protests in Bangladesh is definitely going to be on the India as well. Now, what exactly is going to be the impact? Now we are going to talk about it. Now, the impact on India. See, definitely I've told you that any kind of unrest, if it is there in the neighborhood, it's going to have direct impact on our country. Okay, so the first point we will talk about is the political impact. See people, I have already told you that Sheikh Hasina has ruled in Bangladesh from the year of 2009, and from the year of 2009 to 2024, Like these many long years, this chapter is called as the golden era in our Bangladesh and Bangladesh India relationship. Sonali Adhyay, as I have told you. And Awami League is the party which is pro-India party. Okay, and India lacks a bipartisan consensus with Bangladesh. Now, since Sheikh Hasina has resigned from the post of prime minister, definitely it's going to have a political impact. Okay, because of the very good relationship we were having, we were very good like diplomatic relations and very good relation on every aspect we were having with Bangladesh, and definitely it's going to have a negative impact now. Okay, so it is perceived as a major setback for India, which shared strong diplomatic trade relations with Dhaka under Hasina, and in whom India had invested a lot in the recent year. Like we have invested a lot in the recent years, so definitely it's going to have a kind of political impact. Another thing is security related impact. So security related impact, there I have told you that there is this problem of insurgency in northeastern regions from the Bangladesh. Okay, so because of this political instability in Bangladesh, direct repercussion on both security and developmental projects in the northeast. So not only the security but also the developmental projects which are there in the northeast, these are going to have an impact on. Okay, so connectivity is a key pillar of India-Bangladesh engagement with vast spectrum of road, rail, inland water, or even air connectivity. I told about you the projects which are there between India and Bangladesh, and definitely they are also going to be impacted because of it. And also another thing is, since there's this great connectivity which has been built in the past 15 years, now the thing is that this connectivity exposes northeastern region to the potential security concerns, as these portals may be misused by anti-India elements to enter the region and wreak havoc. So basically the thing is कि ये जो connectivity के लिए जो हमने be it through road, be it through rail, be it through water or एयर, कि कोई भी जो कनेक्टिविटी के लिए जो हमने कनेक्टिविटी को बेटर किया था, these means can be used actually to enter India. Okay, so we can say that security related impact can also be very severe in specifically in the northeastern region of India. Okay, so this is about the political impact, this is about the security impact, and development related, because a lot many projects, I've told you in the previous classes as well, that a lot many projects have been signed between India and Bangladesh which are under construction. Basically we can say a lot many projects are there, so it can also impact these developmental projects as well. Okay, so social impact, when it comes to social impact, any kind of political unrest which is there in the country, it might lead to refugee crisis in the northeastern region. In India, it may lead to the refugee crisis. I think you people must have seen those videos which have emerged on social media platforms about like how there are many people, like mainly because of the attacks which are taking place on Hindus. You must have seen the people standing on the borders of Bangladesh. Okay, so because having the urge to enter India. Okay, so that they can get a safe place. Okay, so there is this possibility of refugee crisis which might be there in the northeastern part of India. Okay, this is the social impact of the political unrest. Then is impact on tourism. Tourism, basically we can say India is one of the favorite destination when it comes to two things majorly. One is this medical tourism, which is also one of the reason that people from Bangladesh are visiting India. But because of the political unrest which is there in Bangladesh, it has impacted the tourism a lot. So there have been these reports that Economic Times quoted official from the Travel Operators Association of Bangladesh as saying that the development in Bangladesh have caused massive drop of 90% in the outbound travels. The country saw its flights and visas, barring the medical reason, temporarily suspended. Since the flights, visas, they have been temporarily suspended suspended that except those medical reasons, because of this suspension it has had a great impact on Indian tourism as well. An official from budget airline told the newspaper that the passenger load for these flights have declined by more than half. So it's definitely having an impact on the tourism industry as well. So definitely infrastructure, I have told you that developmental projects are also going to have an impact. So we have talked about the reasons, like where this political unrest or this protests which are going on in Bangladesh can have impact on India in on various aspects. Okay, so these are the aspects. Now, what should exactly India do in this situation? See, the first and foremost thing is that India should keep a close check on the situation. See, it's very important for India to keep a close check on this situation. It has to keep on looking like on the Dhaka's relation with Beijing. So, since India is lacking bipartisan consensus with the Bangladesh, but China, on the other hand, is having this consensus with it. So that's why we can say that India should keep a close check on. So India should definitely keep a close check on the relationship. The another thing is that developing similar kind of diplomatic ties. So it's important for India to develop similar kind of diplomatic ties with the new government as with the previous government. Okay, so it's important for India to develop these kind of relationships with the new government, whichever government is going to form in Bangladesh. It's important for India to have similar kind of diplomatic ties so that it can be only then basically positive relations can be maintained with Bangladesh. So these are the points what India should exactly do at present. Okay, so I think these are the points which are important from the perspective of UPSC. See, there are various other newses as well, but these are the things which are important from the perspective of UPSC and means this year definitely is because of any kind of problem which is there in our neighborhood. What impact can it have on our country? And we can give the example of how the political unrest in Bangladesh can have an impact on India. Okay, so this is all about the recent issue which is there in Bangladesh. And since now the entire topic of India Bangladesh is over, and from the next class we will be talking basically about the India Afghanistan relationship. Okay, so thank you very much. Take care of yourself. Stay happy. Stay healthy.